Hello everybody, my name is Crimson, and this will be a speedrun of the Diablo 4 campaign on Druid. I already have the Druid world record. I've already improved the currently listed Druid world record, which is 3 hours 40 something, to 3:01, but I want sub 3 on every class, god damn it. So that's what we're going for today. We'll see whether or not I get away with it, but you know, we're gonna keep trying. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. But for now, I'm just gonna run on vibes, and hopefully we can get some stuff going from there. I had a pretty decent run going earlier today. I was like 40 seconds fast to Lilith's Lament, which is pretty good. But
I should find better shelter.
some very important news broke in the middle of that run, and I was unable to concentrate because very important news. So we'll try for that. In any case, I'm gonna keep it moving. 3, 2, 1, go. So I will be trying to explain a little bit about the mechanical decisions that I make throughout the run, but just know that there is a lot going on, so if I fall silent, it's because I'm either concentrating or because explaining to a non-existent audience is hard to consistently do.
What's it to you?
I'll explain. There is evil staring in the ruins to the north.
Okay, so we take Wind Shear. Wind Shear does two things. One is it allows us to proc vulnerable, and two is that each enemy hit by Wind Shear increases your movement speed by 5% for 5 seconds, up to a total of 20%. Move speed's good, because I'm a speedrunner, and I want to go fast. So hopefully that helps. We did get a little bit of a cutscene conversation lag there with Oswen. That happens every now and then. You just gotta chalk it up to the game, you know? So we're about a second and a half behind where we would like to be. You may notice that I claimed all of my renown XP earlier, and it pushed me up to level 2 and a third. And now I'm at level 2.99 or so. The reason that we cared so much about doing that right then is because it allows us to summon these wolves, and these wolves are great for us because they allow us the best single target damage that will be available to us throughout the entirety of the campaign. Excuse me, throughout the first third or so of the run. They'll be the best single target XP. After that, we're going to actually get rid of the wolves because we will have better XP available. Excuse me, not better XP, better single target damage available through other avenues, so it'll become fruitless to have the wolves as opposed to other options available to us. And so we will be replacing them once we have our other single target damage available to us. Just know that for now, in the early portion of the campaign, what we care about here is using these wolves as our best single target damage. They're going to help us through our first Act 1 and Act 2 bosses, and then we're going to go from there.
I must wait a moment. I'm low on spirit.
Okay, so 1 second to exfil is just normal, natural amount of variance. The routing is a little inconsistent. The levels that you get are a little bit inconsistent. So that happens, you know. Okay, we went ahead and leveled up to a point where we hit level 4 right as we got into that dungeon, and that allowed us to use a level up blast to kill the other people, so it saves us a second or two to do that. Now we've got Poison Creeper. We're going to spend a little bit of time upgrading Poison Creeper, in fact. The reason that we want Poison Creeper is because it allows us to clear some mobs in the next couple of dungeons without stopping moving, and that is the best way for us to get experience while still going fast. We want to hit level 8 before we fight Venard, if we can. Oftentimes you just don't get enough elite spawns to be able to do that without dropping substantial time to inefficient farm. So just know we're only going to do that if we're able to do so. So for now, let's just keep it moving.
Is anyone here? What are you
Hopefully you guys are all having a lovely and wonderful whatever time of day it is when you're watching this. If you're watching this, I've published it, and if I've published it, it's a world record. So congratulations to me, 2 hours and 50-something minutes from now.
I need more time.
The angel. That's not Lincoln.
We're doing pretty well on our movement into Kiovashad here.
We have no time for this.
I agree, Lorath. We don't have time for this. Now we're going to go ahead and grab our cedar, and then we have a bunch of chores to do while we're in Kiovashad. First we need to talk to Lorath, then we need to get Lorath's polearm and some elixirs. For now, just know that the elixir that we're grabbing, any elixir that we would use, gives 5% bonus experience while active. And obviously, since we're going to end up under-leveled as speedrunners, 5% bonus XP is about as good of a benefit as an elixir can have. We choose a specific elixir because of an effect that it'll have for us later on in the game, but it's much later, and this run might not make it that deep, so I'll explain that when we come to it. So now we've finished the first half of our chores in Kiovashad, which is the early game capital city in the Fractured Peaks here. Now we're going to do two things. One is that we're going to go ahead and do this little side quest where we're asked to cheer on the city guards. The reason that we do this is because it gives us an herb cache, and an herb cache is an opportunity to drop an item because they drop herbs, and then they also drop
I'm not ready yet.
items up to some quality. So now Reverend Mother Prava, who is a major plot character we'll be seeing a lot throughout the run, is giving the speech to Yosef, who is a major plot character that we will be seeing throughout the campaign. But right now we're just standing around waiting to talk to Prava, because we've seen Lilith in a vision, and we want to tell her about that. So we will continue that later. I'm going to put some points upgrading both our wolf damage and our poison creeper damage. We're going to collect our reward for the previous campaign that for the previous side quest that we finished, and now we're going to continue running. You may notice that when I get items or experience points, like level points to spend on skills, that I don't always spend them right away. Usually that's because there is not significant combat between me and the next place that I will have some unskippable dialogue. And during that unskippable dialogue, I can do my inventory management and adjust my skill build and so on. And there's no benefit to doing it before then, especially because moving while reskilling can be done seamlessly, but it's very hard to do so. And we just don't want to drop those seconds. So now we've come down into Yelesna. We grab the waypoint and we're going to go ahead and talk to the captain here. Captain will tell us where we want to go. And that is up here to meet yet two more plot significant characters, Vigo and Neyrel. Neyrel will be probably our most significant companion character, and those of you who are Diablo 4 fans are probably familiar with the fact that she is a major driving force, even very, very late in the game. So we're excited to meet her. We're also going to take as many optional chests as we can find. That one went great for us because it dropped us what is likely a very significant weapon upgrade. In fact, it's phenomenal. And then we'll see what this drops. Yep, that is also an upgrade. That's delightful. No chest spawns over here. We'll see what this is. This is great. This is a truly wonderful item. This item has our base stat as well as bonus damage as affixes, which is about as good as we could possibly ask for.
Hey, that's my mother's charm on her wrist.
And so we did a small skip there that saves us about 10 seconds. We're really cooking on pace at this point. We're maybe even 20 seconds faster than pace to get into this section of the dungeon. So now we have a good weapon. We're on good pace. As we run through the dungeon here, we're going to be using Poison Creeper to clear mobs like that, which will let us grab experience as easily as it is available. And then we're going to use Wind Shear to keep our move speed up. You may notice that we go out of our way to fight particular monsters and not others.
Not ready yet.
The reason that we do that is because some of these monsters are what are called elites. Elites give bonus experience. They're stronger than regular monsters,
Not ready yet.
but they also give bonus experience. The bonus experience is much greater than the bonus HP, so they are more valuable because they take a marginal amount of more time to kill, but they give a great boon to the amount of XP that we get. They give 7.5 times as much experience, but they only cost 1.5 times as much HP. So
No lift. The jam must be deeper down.
Locked.
Over here. I can squeeze through to the other side.
Wait, hold on. And there she goes. Enemies approaching. Nowhere to go. Fight's coming to us this time.
okay, so we're really doing well. Gonna use our wolves. And now we're very close to her opening the door. In fact, she opens it right on time as Vigo tells her to. So now the only other item that we're really looking for in the super early campaign before about minute 25 that could really help us. It's possible for us to get a very good ring, not likely. What's much more likely is for us to get a good pair of boots. Boots are the most important contributor to move speed. As you might expect, move speed is a stat that can show up on boots. Somewhat intuitive, right? And so we're looking for, in particular, a pair of yellow boots. If you see yellow boots, that's exciting. You can go ahead and yell, boots! We're going to continue grabbing item upgrades, even if they're unlikely to really solve our problems. And we're going to keep it moving.
Over there. An opening.
Okay, so 11:08 to click on that door is phenomenal pace. We're cooking. And then now we're going to get our first ring of the run, which can be Miner's Litany, which can be awesome. Oh my god, what a copy of Miner's Litany that is. So to explain, all items in Diablo 4 are procedurally generated, and they can have various modifiers based on what type of item they are. Rings have the most valuable early game affixes that can show up, which are attack speed and damage. Believe it or not, early on in the game, the more significant bottleneck to our ability to progress is damage than it is movement speed. So attack speed and damage, of course, being very valuable. Toward the second half of the campaign, especially after around an hour and 20 minutes in to our 3-hour run here, damage will be at least somewhat irrelevant to us. So, like, we just won't care about new item upgrades at all, because we're going to be able to use a somewhat cheesy strat to solve that problem. But in the meantime, we're doing very well here. So this ring is a great ring because it does two things for us. It has plus 10% damage. Plus 10% damage is actually the worst possible roll of a bonus damage modifier, but we don't care because plus damage is plus damage. And then it has bonus to our base stat, which is delightful for a number of reasons. So we're just going to keep it moving. So we took an optional elite there. We're now level 7. We're doing great. We're going to keep moving on. 13:08 to click on that door as a druid is perfectly fine time. It's in fact still about 15 seconds faster than we need to be. So we were up 20 seconds. We spent 5 seconds of that bonus pace taking an optional elite, and now we're at a point in the level curve where we're quite pleased with ourselves.
I must wait a moment.
So I'm not at all dissatisfied with how the routing is going so far. And right as I say that, of course, the game decides to give me some body blocks with these very aggressive mob monsters here. So we're going to go ahead and start saving our evade a little bit, just because I'm very frustrated with getting body blocked like this. So as we continue to run through, I'm going to be saving Poison Creeper, like I said, trying to use it to take big mobs. We want to save it where we can for taking elites. Every time that we kill an elite, it has a chance to drop a valuable item to us, which is good for us to know, but we won't be standing around waiting to see what the item is. Oftentimes the death roll animations for elites can take 2 or 3 seconds, and we're trying to save those seconds as much as we possibly can. But for right now, at least.
Blocked again. Does Lilith know we're coming?
Yes, in fact, she does. Alright, so now we're just going to keep moving. We're going to see blood petals. We're skipping a lot of plot dialogue. What's being revealed to us here is that our teenage companion, Nayrel, her mom, Venard, is being corrupted by the influence of Lilith. We will explain who Lilith is to you a little bit later, simply because it's hard to fit into my script, while I'm also trying to navigate some of the more complicated dungeons that exist in the run. But we're going to continue to keep it moving, trying to keep you guys entertained, trying to explain a little bit here. I imagine that most people watching this video are Diablo 4 players, so you guys will know a lot of the lore and won't need the explanation from me.
I must wait a moment.
Okay, so we're just going to keep moving. We're keeping it moving. We're trying to hit a little bit more experience here before we're satisfied with ourselves, but we are trying to get into this next door here.
Wait a moment.
Perfect. Perfect. Phenomenal. Gorgeous place for an elite to show up. What a delightful timing. And then now we're going to run into this room, get our companion here to come and open this door, which takes her about 45 seconds.
This barrier. I think I can dispel it.
Okay. Okay, so you'll notice that this room does not give experience, which is just so sad for us. So we're actually just going to stand still. We're chilling.
I cannot do that here.
Okay, so now as we go into this next little room here, just know that we will hit level 8. We will use that on trample. Trample, we turn into a bear and run forward, which is obviously pretty good. It allows us to close some gap. It's not super useful to us in this combat though, so we use it once and then we take the point out and put it in rabies, which is a much more combat useful and viable spell. Now, we're not going to fight Venard herself. She's going to summon some monsters and we're going to fight those. And that will be fine for us. Just know that as we're fighting here, we only need to kill these tethered things. We don't actually need to kill anything else. So we're doing super duper well here. Okay, and then now Venard is going to summon her last wave of things, and the Venard split is actually not when Venard herself dies, it's when we kill the last tether. So it might look like I'm splitting a second early. I promise I am not.
I'm not ready yet.
Okay, so that's a nuts split. That's really great. This is a phenomenal item for us to get. And we're doing great on levels there as well. We're leveled almost exactly the way that we would like to be. So now we're going to enter into the most significant RNG-based dungeon layout that exists in the campaign. Its official name is slightly different than this, but I refer to it as the Horadric Illusion, because it's an illusion created by the Horadrim. So just know that as we enter this dungeon, there are 3 different possible exits. Each exit has a uniform chance of occurring, by which I mean the chances are a third, a third, a third. But we always run from the bottom left where we enter to the top right where we can potentially exit, because that allows us the greatest chance of getting to go the first or second direction and not the third. The reason for that being that the game, when the exit is the direction that you're going, you have found the exit. When the exit is not the direction that you're going, the top left and bottom right exits just dead end at that point. But the middle exit bends back to point you toward the direction you should go. And what that means for us in practice is that if we go mid, the worst thing that can happen is that it points us back toward some other correct direction. So we, save the floor of our interaction time, if that makes sense.
Relax. No harm will come to you here.
Okay, so now we're going to meet the Bloodied Wolf. And we're actually in a place that is a reference to both Diablo 1 and 2. Just know that what's happening here is we're meeting one of the main antagonists of the campaign. At first, we only know that he's this mystical wolf. And we eventually find out that he is one of the 3... This is a projection, a manifestation, a sort of Jedi soul astral projection of one of the prime evils. And I'll talk more about that as we progress farther through the campaign. We're going to see him more and more, and we're going to skip more and more of his dialogue. But just know that for now, when we started the campaign, we were in an initial area, and in that initial area, our horse died, and we are... and we see a wolf running away from our horse dying, and that later on Mephisto claims to have saved us, when we know from the very first cutscene that that is not true.
I must wait a moment.
So we're doing all right here. We remain about 20 seconds ahead of pace. Getting the second way there on the dungeon is not ideal.
The path is different now.
We probably lost about 15 seconds to that, but also we played the combat in that region pretty well, so we're doing all right overall. We only need to find a total of 1:29 over the whole campaign to hit the threshold that I care about, so I'm not too mad that we're already 32 seconds up, less than a tenth of the way in. And we can, in fact, drop some time in different places if we need to, in order to make sure that we get what we would like. Now, our teenage companion Neyrelle here, who has studied and searched for the Horadrim her whole life, is going to use her minimal self-taught knowledge of the Horadric language to unseal some doors for us, and we're going to use this to try and find anything we can do. What we learned from her mom, who was the last boss that we fought, is that her mom was corrupted by the great archdemon Lilith, who is this lady. And what that means is that if we want to pursue Lilith, we need to go where Neyrelle's mom couldn't go, which is across the Black Lake. Across the Black Lake, we will pursue Lilith. What we find out is there is actually the necropolis of the Firstborn, the home location of the first human to ever exist,
I must wait a moment.
Lilith's son Rothma, the first necromancer, the first person in the lineage that eventually becomes humans, but are originally known by another name as the Nephilim. So now we're going to go ahead and run in here and have some combat. This is going to be great. What a wonderful time to be alive, playing video games for the entertainment of you all. Okay, so like I said, we're going to lose about 15 seconds there. We saved some time on the combat because we've got a stronger... We have an unusually strong weapon for this point in the campaign, so we're doing great. And then now we're just going to keep taking that point out of rabies and putting it back into trample when we need to do so.
Interesting.
And now we're going to go back to Kyovashad, where we're going to go to the cathedral and search for a holy blessing that will enable us to cross the Black Lake in the pursuit of Lilith.
See that the kitchen is ready for the morrow's service.
So what we will find out here is that Yosef, this sort of monk-looking fellow, who is a church official, informs us that Reverend Mother Prava, the leader of the church, is not here and she's away on retreat at Kor Valar. So now we have to go to Kor Valar and meet with Reverend Mother Prava. Again, if you're a Diablo 4 player and I'm over-explaining the plot, just know that I'm sort of practicing how I would present to a non-expert audience how the game works. And if you're new to this game and watching this because it ends up being a high-quality run and I post it to YouTube or somewhere because it's a speedrun world record, thanks for watching. Nice to meet you. You can call me Crimson. So as we continue to run up here, there are a few places where chests can spawn. They're not guaranteed to. There's a lot of RNG that happens throughout the route. I know that there are fixed spawn point locations where it is not guaranteed, but it is possible for chests to spawn, so I'm sort of focusing my eyes a little bit off of the route. I have the running route memorized. Some Diablo 4 players who may be watching may be confused why I'm actually following the curve of this road instead of following the straightest possible line, and that's because the horse slows down when you go off-roading, and I don't want to slow down. I'm a speedrunner. The little red line on the ground shows you the places where there are no impediments. So now we're going to go ahead and go in here. We see Vigo, who is the commander of that mine site that we were in earlier. He is coming here to pay penance for his sins. He was bribed by Nerel's mom to let her into the mine, along with Lilith. And he's coming here to atone for the sins, because Lilith getting into the mine resulted in the death of many, many, many guards.
Replace the forces we lost at the mine. So, you've returned. Vigo here tells me you were braver than he. First.
Okay, and then we tell Prava that we want a blessing. She says, oh, well, you would need to get that from Inarius. Inarius is an angel. He is real. Angels and demons are literally real in this game. And we're going to go and meet him, but before we can do that, we need to make ourselves worthy of a blessing, she says. So we have to come and do this little ritual where we take this totem and we run a little one-man relay race where we take it to various places and we read some prayers, and the totem itself takes on our sin, and in this way we purify ourselves to be able to meet Inarius, who is one half of the creation duo of the universe in which we find ourselves. So to explain a little bit about what I mean by them being the creation duo, in the primordial history of Diablo, there were no angels and demons. There was only one entity, Anu. And Anu was everything. Anu was all that was good and all that was bad. He was all that was creative and all that was destructive. He was everything. And eventually Anu decided to himself that he should
Feel the sting of your wounds. Let the ice into your bones.
that he should
Welcome your pain.
cast out all that was bad. And in so doing, he created the primordial dragon Taphomet, who had 7 heads, and was the manifestation of all that was evil and all that was destructive. And Anu remained a manifestation of all that was light and all that was good. What that ends up meaning in a practical perspective is that eventually Anu and Taphomet slayed each other, and the results of their destruction was the creation of some structures, one being the Crystal Arch from which angels are born, and each of Taphomet's heads became a great evil, the 3 primes and the 4 lesser evils, and that's the sort of history of the universe. From the Crystal Arch are born angels, who are physical manifestations of individual and specific virtues. And so Inarius was one of the main angels in the Angiris Council, and Lilith was the daughter of one of the prime evils. So these are quite central figures to the mythology of the universe. And what that ends up meaning for us from a practical perspective is that in the eternal conflict, the war between angels and demons, between light and dark, between good and evil, they were significant commanders on their respective sides. And eventually they tired of the eternal conflict, and they decided to respectively rebel against heaven and hell, Inarius and Lilith. And so, as a consequence, they stole the World Stone, which is in fact a physical remnant of Anu's body. It is Anu's eye, or a piece thereof. And what it allows them to do is create new worlds in a sort of Midgard, Asgard sense. It's unclear if they're planets, it's unclear if they are, like, realms which are bound together. But just know that we are in a place called Sanctuary, so named because it is supposed to be a respite from the eternal conflict. And we are literally walking in to meet the actual angel who formed the physical world that we are now in, using an artifact called the World Stone. The World Stone itself is destroyed at the end of Diablo 2, which leads to the events of Diablo 3. In Diablo 3, all of the primes are killed, and that's a huge summary of like a 10-hour campaign playthrough. But just know that there are no primes left for the moment, and while they are reforming, there is a power vacuum in hell that Lilith seeks to fill, and Inarius, having been cast out of heaven for his disobedience to the other members of the Angiris Council, is now trying to atone for his sins, and he wants to destroy Lilith. And it turns out he also has some other plans of trying to destroy humankind, because he views them as an abomination. Lilith, however, sees humans differently. She sort of feigns that she loves humans, but in fact she just sees them as a means to create more power, an army of her own separate from demons, and it attempts to corrupt us to that end. So neither one particularly good. That's not to say that Inarius is not the better of the two. It's just to say that things are not going particularly well for us with regards to our interactions with both heaven and hell. So now we come back here, and Inarius has refused to bless us. You may notice I'm not glowing, I don't have wings, I haven't been blessed by the Heavenly Father. We come back here and we talk to Prava, and we tell her that, and she says, well, he didn't kill you, I know his ways. That means that's as good as an endorsement. And so now we get a blessing from Prava herself, and that will allow us to go back in here and cross the Black Lake, and when we cross the Black Lake we'll be able to pursue Lilith, and that will be delightful. We continue to search for a good pair of boots. So we're going to keep opening optional chests. Each one is going to slow us down a few seconds, but boots are so important to us that we're willing to waste a couple seconds at a time, because the earlier we get good boots, the better they are for us. There are certain types of chests that we can't open, so you may have noticed on the left side of the screen there that there was a glowing chest bound in golden chains. Those cannot be opened, at least not within the rule set of the campaign, and or at least within the rule set of the campaign speedrun, and that's the most important thing for us here, because we are, of course, campaign speedrunners. As we continue to run down here, we're just going to be using our movement spells where they are most efficient to be used, and we're going to keep it moving, but there's not a whole lot to say here. Neyrelle has the harebrained plan, along which we have for some reason encouraged her that she can get more information about what happened with Lilith by sort of using necromancy to bring her mom back temporarily. So we're about to skip a very ghastly scene in which Nerel uses black magic to revive her mother temporarily, and this is of course quite distressing to the teenage girl who's just lost her mother, that from beyond the grave she can talk to her mom. So that's not a very comfortable scene to watch in many circumstances. So now we're going to come in here and we're going to meet Rothma, the first Nephilim, the first necromancer, the primordial ancestor of all humans. He's immortal, so we're in his house, and he protected his house from us using this early spell here that we needed the holy blessing to cross, and now we are going to continue doing that. You may also be asking, because I haven't yet explained it, what is special about our character that makes us the special chosen holy one who gets to go and fight Lilith? And the answer is, at the very beginning of that campaign, in that very first location, those villagers had been corrupted by Lilith, and they fed us petals made out of her blood. And we were the sole survivor of their death cult because we are an unwilling participant. And what that ends up meaning for us... Excuse me, one second. I have some very exciting... Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's dope. That's exactly what we want. Fuck yeah. That's exciting. You can say boots to celebrate if you would like.
The prophecy became my burden.
I'm not ready yet.
And we will continue to keep going. So that chest is a little bit out of the way, and our gear is now actually so good that we don't care about that stuff anymore.
I'm not ready yet.
And so now we're going to keep it moving. So we're doing all right in terms of damage for the moment. We're going to continue trying to hit level 10. We're definitely going to hit it comfortably, so we're doing great on pace and timing. And now we will activate our elixir. The reason that we activate it here upon hitting level 10 right away is because that's the first place that we're able to do so. Not just because the rule set of the campaign says so, or because the speedrun.com rules say so, but because that is literally the first place that the game allows you to do it. Okay, and then now we're just going to keep running through this section here, and I will explain why these particular boots are such good upgrade for us so early on.
I'm being followed.
But first, we have to get through a little piece of combat. So I'm just going to keep layering my movement spells as I am able to do so. And then as I am able to do so, I'm going to switch over to a damage spell in that slot. And now we can fight Lilith Cement, the Act 1 plot boss. Okay, so we're just going to be right exactly on pace here. We're not going to do anything exceptional, unfortunately.
I must wait a moment. I'm low on spirit.
We actually are going to do something awesome. We skipped the final phase, and we get a helm for our efforts. The helm is not going to do anything for us because it has a particularly bad legendary aspect, but that's okay. We don't need everything to go perfect. We just need some things to go well. And then we also get Vigo's Protecting Amulet, which is a garbage roll, but that's also okay, because like I said, we don't need everything to go perfect. We just need some things to go well. So sub 38 to Lilith's Lament is actually great pace for us. I'm quite pleased with it. And we're going to keep it moving. So now that we are level 10 and a bit, we're on great level pace here. We have an elixir running, so we're going to get bonus XP. You will notice that I have an unspent skill point all of this time, and that is something that I will be resolving. Right now there's not any significant combat that can occur between here and the next place where we have unskippable dialogue, so we're just going to go ahead and keep it moving and deal with our inventory as a mess and our skill build later on. Now we do get our second ring of the campaign available to us, Venard's Esoteric Signet. It actually will become important to us to know whether or not it's a good copy. It's a phenomenal copy, it's great, so we're not going to do a backup strat that we sometimes do, which is to vendor for rings here. Ah, screw it, we're going to do it anyways. Worth. So I will explain that when we get to it, but just know that right now we have rings that give us bonus damage, and later attack speed will become more important than bonus damage, and we will be very excited to use that second attack speed based ring at that time. But that for right now, we've got great damage in some places. And we're going to keep moving from there. We did find our first treasure goblin. We got off of a horse to do that. So we've spent a good amount of our lead to get items that will help us to build it back up. This is sort of the philosophy that you have to have when you're playing Diablo. As a speedrun, you have to figure out where you can spend extra time to make time up elsewhere. If you run straight through, you won't be able to get all of the items and skills and levels that you need. So you have to choose where to go off of the fastest line, and where you make those decisions will be a risk-reward decision that you make differently in each campaign playthrough.
Dad, I need to be out in the field with the other knights.
Why the rush, my boy? You know, I found some of my old Horadric tomes. Stay here, and we can go through them together.
I can take some with me. We have a visitor.
Okay. So here we have a conversation where we meet the major plot characters of Act 2, Donan and his teenage son, Yorin. We've now entered into a different biome. As you may notice, we're in a place called Skosglen, a sort of specifically sort of British and in particular Scottish inspired location. Here, this region is inhabited by people who have a different set of religious beliefs, a sort of druidic set of religious beliefs that is different from the previous region where we were, where there was that sort of Catholic-like faction called the Church of Light, and the Cathedral of Light there had significant political influence, like over the whole continent and not just that one region.
I'm low on spirit.
So just know that we are in a different region politically and culturally, and I'll be explaining a little bit more about that as it becomes more salient to the plot. But that for now, there's a whole lot that we can do.
I must wait a moment.
Go, men.
Okay, and then now we're going to go up to Braystag, and in Braystag we will have an opportunity for some inventory management. On our way to Braystag, we're going to check for a few optional chests just out of the way, and we're also going to veer off of the fastest line path just a little bit in order to be able to get this waypoint, the Karagar waypoint, and that will become obvious why that's valuable later. We're going to need to teleport here, and it's marginally faster to go a little bit out of our way to pick up that waypoint than it would be to just leave it alone and stay on the fastest path. I did time it earlier today. It saves like 3 seconds. Like if you forget to do it, it's no big deal. Another treasure goblin for us, which is just great because holy smokes, what a set of loot we're having so far. This is the sort of RNG that gets you the really big record-breaking runs. We will see if the treasure goblin spawns are going to pan out in good gear, though, because the treasure goblins existing are only the first half of the equation.
Wood will bend like grass in the wind when the spirits arrive. Physical barriers alone will not be enough.
And your talismans and dirt scrolling will give the dead greater pause. Mind what lurks in the fog.
The roads are...
As soon as you can. Don't
Okay, and then now we're going to go on an adventure with Donan's teenage son, Yoren. Just know that Yoren is torn between his father's influence, her father being a member of this ancient order of mages sworn to protect the world from the forces of hell, and Yoren is also influenced by the local regional culture of the Druids and wants to participate in that because he sees it as a position of honor to be able to do so. Okay, so none of the particular gear that we got earlier is proving to be especially valuable for us. And that's okay. Kagari.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, how's it going, sir?
Worked. Something's rousing the spirits from their rest. We should make haste within.
How's your coaching session?
I'm not ready yet.
You there?
The dead are stirred here as well. And yet, Erda's absence gives me greater concern. It's just how my father described it.
You've never been here?
Only through the
Eric,
stories.
you there?
Erda
Yeah, I'm here.
Path of the dead like me.
Can you not hear me? I'm definitely here, man.
I'm not ready yet. I do not have enough spirit. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
That did it.
You can read the old runes just as well as I.
That voice line right there is actually a voice line that only shows up when you play Druid, because it's implied that our character is a member of this local culture, which is not generally true
Lilith's
with the other character classes.
Something's written on the altar. By stone and wood.
Okay, you can. Cool.
Yeah, my mic was muted in Discord.
Oh, sorry.
That's alright.
I'm watching a VOD.
Written by Erda. This
Which VOD?
is a memorial to all who died fighting Astaroth.
Brody mentioned that I should look at trying to play Sven
Mm-hmm.
support right now, so I literally took the first game on Dota Pro Tracker that was Sven support, and I am watching the laning phase.
Nice.
Wait!
And
We
like
are
what he's
not
doing.
your enemy!
Nice.
So we were just reviewing that Chin game.
Yeah, I saw. I jumped in the call for a second, but didn't want to interrupt.
Erda
Ah.
would never stand for it. Unless... Oh, something has happened to her.
We don't know that yet. Come on.
Let's see, you're doing a run.
Yes, sir.
What are you running?
So much.
Druid campaign.
Nice.
Morning stars upon their grave. Druid runes to rouse
Is there any categories like fastest to like level 100 or something like that?
Okay, there are similar things.
right.
The speedrun.com leaderboards don't have a level category. What they do have is capstone dungeons, which are intended to be taken at levels 50 and 70, but in actuality are respectively taken at levels like 15 and 40. So,
Okay.
like,
Did you hear that? Something.
that said, informally, there are content creators who have streamed stuff like that and have produced content with it and
That was
so
one
on.
of the revered dead from the cairns.
Returned to the worms. May they find rest.
Arlo,
Did you think we'd so easily join the dead, lad? How did you find your way up here?
through the cairns.
Through them? Mighty brave of you. And mighty foolish. Eruda came.
I'll stay here and protect these two. The fog is
The thing I'm noticing is this guy is just a lot more liberal, like, with his, tangos. Like, he's using them basically as a flowing blade.
I mean, it's so cheap. Like, it's less than 1 lane creep worth of gold.
I need more time.
So if you use a tango in a way that saves you 1 lane creep, you've made a profit.
The fog is thinning now. I should check on your...
The roads are clear now. We need to get to Braystack. It's safer there.
We've lasted this long and survived worse.
You've been
Yeah, I don't
fortunate.
know if you've, like, looked at the stats or anything,
Braced.
but,
I need more time.
Sven is at, like,
Rising
a
from the
60% win rate right now.
Makes sense. He's had win rates like that in the
I
past
must wait.
as a
As
support.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do not have...
Like at TI a couple of years ago.
I'm gonna go play a game with some friends, so
Nice.
I'm gonna make this connection.
Enjoy.
Good one, man.
Hey, you too, man.
As I have. Hell is coming, and my
I must wait a minute. I must wait a minute. I must wait a moment. I'm not ready yet.
And
So now we're given a ring called the Sigil of Braystag. We're not especially interested in the Sigil of Braystag in this particular playthrough. Ordinarily, it's another opportunity for you to get a plus damage ring, but we already have 2 of those. So the best possible marginal upgrade that could happen is that it gives us an additional 5% to our bonus base damage,
I need
which is
time.
rather marginal, and 6% to our attack speed. And that's if this ring is literally perfect, which is a 1 in several thousand chance of happening.
more time.
Saw that. Overgrown vermin's broken out.
The whole forest has gone mad.
We're not going out there again.
Okay, it's an extremely marginal upgrade.
There's a horn.
But hey, an additional 1% damage and then actually an additional 1.6% damage is worth it. It's better than not having 1.6% bonus damage. Okay, and then now we're going to go ahead and get rid of this. And this. And we're going to respec from that into that. And then we're going to work with our friend the wolf here.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Okay, and then it just can spawn in this nook. Hey, it did. And it gave us a pair of boots. It's possible that these boots are an upgrade. So that's exciting. The chances of these boots being a significant upgrade is relatively small. Maybe 20% chance that these individual boots are perfect.
Wait a moment.
Or excuse me, not are perfect, are better than the ones that we have already. But hey, upgrade is upgrade. The other thing is, having multiple pairs of boots will come important later when we try to upgrade our boots, which has a % chance of failing. So these is nice, even if they aren't an upgrade, even if they're slightly worse or even much worse, because there's a chance of them being a viable pair of backup boots. So we'll take a look at those as we were running through this next section. Cool. So they're in fact a lateral move, but I happen to personally prefer them, is the easiest way to explain why we switched. Just know that like they don't provide any additional mobility stats, but they happen to help with some defensive stats, and it's a wash between the two boots in terms of statistical perfection. But that I just like the defensive stat option. I like the playstyle. I prefer the playstyle of the ones that we have in our inventory now.
Ready yet.
Come to me, spawn of hatred. We have tender meat to hunt.
Damn it. I'm wounded but not dead. Where has that creature gone?
Okay, and then now these gloves that we just picked up are in fact a meaningful defensive upgrade. So they won't help us go faster, but they will help us play a little bit more liberally, cover up for mistakes, and that's worth it to me. Okay, so now we have a pretty harrowing section of the game to run, where we have to run through Eldheim Keep here. We need to do so efficiently and while taking relatively minimal extraneous combat.
I must wait a moment.
You will see what that means as we run. There are going to be a lot of places where we have the option to take bonus combat, and we don't want to do that in many places, or else we'll get too slowed down. But we also need to do it some places, or else we will be losing time by not being leveled appropriately at the correct point. So being level 14 there is phenomenal. It's a phenomenon. Once again, we have a bonus skill point, but we're going to choose not to use it because we're in a very active and important part of our movement. So it's going to save us some time to just not spend that skill point and be a little bit weaker, but be able to keep moving compared to spending that skill point and doing a little bit of faster damage. You'll also notice that we're dodging a pretty big and important groups of combat here, and that's for what I would hope is an obvious reason, which is that we're happy with our levels, and so we therefore want to avoid taking combat we don't have to. We're going to end up being almost exactly correctly leveled for what we want. It's a little bit hard to predict. It depends on a few features of RNG that we haven't been able to see yet. But just know that for the most part, it seems pretty clear that we will be able to do what we would like.
When was the last time you saw Huron?
We were discussing what happened to Erida.
Okay, and then we're just going to keep it moving. We're not going to veer off path to open chests because we're so happy with our gear. Yes, it's possible for that to be an upgrade. Yes, we would like a weapon upgrade in particular if we can get one. A boots upgrade wouldn't matter that much. But what we need to do is keep our eyes on the prize. And what the prize is
I told them to get out.
Maybe he and the knights tried to stop Lilith. Could she have taken her somewhere?
excuse me, and what the prize is being able to get to Astaroth as fast as possible. The other way to think about this is that the probability of it being an upgrade is small, therefore the expected value of taking that chest is similarly very, very small. Because we expect...
Lilith so eager to find Astaroth.
I've been asking myself that same question, but I'm as much in the dark about it as you are, I'm afraid.
Because we expect to spend time, but we have a very weak expectation of getting time, so when you do the probability integral, the average value of that, or excuse me, the expectation value of taking that particular chest, I would guess is negative. I'm not doing the actual full math in my head, pretty obviously, because I, don't have the roll tables completely memorized and know what the probability is based on my level at every single point. But just know that, but just know that, like, heuristically, we expect that one to be a particularly negative probability there. It takes about 230 to fight Astaroth at our current item power, so we're not ahead of pace. We haven't made up pace, but we're staying on pace, which is the most important thing, especially given that we're going to be level 15 quite early. That's a sick-looking mask. So essentially, we've taken bonus experience in places where we're able to without losing substantial time. And that means that we're actually ahead. It just hasn't shown up on the calculator yet, so to speak.
I'm not ready yet. not ready yet.
Aye.
Lilith.
Okay, so now we are doing just all right on levels. We want the opportunity to take 1 or 2 elite groups or a treasure goblin en route to Ked Bardu, and that is okay.
I need time to do that.
So we're doing pretty good so far. We do need a weapon upgrade. Treasure Goblin's probably the safest thing that can happen. That will definitely give us something useful. So we're going to veer a little bit off path. See if we can sort of stick our nose in here. Check for Treasure Goblin spawns that are a little bit farther away. Just because those hills over there are a place where they pretty readily spawn. Could have killed those bandits for the XP we need.
I need more time.
I really want a treasure goblin. Please, for the love of goodness, give me one. Damn. Alright. So we're going to be a little bit under-leveled, I think. I don't think we're going to hit 15 here from the quest XP. But that's okay.
Can we never have...
Well, he's still breathing. He is lucky to be. That old man.
Check.
Okay, let's see.
Strange.
Yeah.
I need more time.
Yeah. Damn. Alright, so if we get a treasure goblin here, we have a chance.
I need more time.
The other thing that we can of course do is hit the level up by killing the Cinder Maw and then do the rest of it
I'm not ready yet.
later. Treasure goblin? Treasure goblin? Treasure goblin? No? Alright.
I hear a stone carver lives in that house. A man called Genbar. It's hidden, isolated. Perfect for working in solitude.
Reminds me of your house.
Put them down.
I must wait a moment. I do not have enough spirit.
Let's search the house. Tread carefully. Elias could still be close. See what you can find.
I'm not ready yet.
Today, Master Elias called at my door. I had trouble with my words.
So we're going to do one temper now, just to have the ability for the temper to proc. We're only going to do the one. We'll do the rest of them later. Perfect.
Today, Master Elias.
What a damn mess. Burning. Let's hope we can still.
Oh, Mother, thank you for opening my eyes. Joy to show me the way. I long for the day when we stand by your side and set the cleansing fire. Visitors, rise now, my wretches, to me! Stellius, hear me! Your enemies are here!
That is a proper demon. Watch your ass. Bad news. Make yourself useful and head for the Orbay Monastery. See what
Okay,
keeping
so
bloody habits.
Yeah, we're just going to do the damage temper and we'll figure the rest of it out later. Oh, actually I don't like that at all. Perfect.
I need time to do that. Creatures run free inside. I want to hit them. Is anyone here?
Murder! Murder in the sacristy!
Lock the doors!
What about the others? Diablo!
Do as I say!
He's here!
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Unto evening, I shall keep it safe. And then... Diablo!
I must wait a moment.
Okay, so let me explain what the hell's happening, because I promised that I'd explain it earlier. So we have chosen a temper called Elemental Surge. And the reason that we've chosen it is because our weapon's base damage is something like a few hundred throughout the campaign, and Elemental Surge allows us to do a few thousand. The thing is, which is not very much in the late game where you can hit for hundreds of thousands or even millions and your weapon's base damage will be substantially higher than this weapon, but in the early game it's completely broken. This is an intended endgame mechanic that's like a nice optional extra, and instead we're making it a completely broken interaction by abusing it in the early game. We're level 15, we're using a mechanic that's supposed to be a nice little piece of cheese for you at level 50. The way that it works, though, is that the bonus damage only has a small chance to apply on each individual hit, and that chance on each individual hit is called a lucky hit, for I think obvious reasons. Yeah, okay. So now we're going to walk over here and we're going to do some other tempering. Nope. Nope. Yep. Perfect. Literally. Nope. 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 Fine. Yep. Nope. Okay. So, gloves, boots, blah, 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 weapon. We already did weapon. Okay. So, let me now explain what those tempers that we just did mean. So, this game has two item upgrade systems that are available to us. Well, three. Two item upgrade systems that are available to us during the speedrun. Simply because we aren't at the level to be able to use the other ones.
I need time
So, the first one that we did is called is called tempering. And what tempering does is it allows us to add modifiers to our items. That give us various bonus useful effects. So I added bonus move speed, 12.5% to my boots. I added bonus damage to close enemies to my 2 rings and my gloves. And I gave my weapon a chance to apply a pretty huge bonus amount of base damage. In the form of shadow damage when lucky hit procs.
Not convinced this.
So now we're doing giant damage and we're doing it really readily. But we are only doing it, we're standing right on top of things. Fortunately, we are for the most part a melee character. And that makes things much easier to us in terms of wanting to do damage while standing next to things.
Not ready yet.
But what it also means is that we're going to do a ton of bonus damage when we're standing right on top of people. So when lucky hit procs, we will have a 40% chance to do 6,400 shadow damage, and that will accept the modifiers that we have for our damage in general. You'll notice if I open my menu here and keep it moving while I do so, that if I scroll down a little bit, one second. Alright, I'll show it to you in a second when we have a more placid moment in our routing. But essentially I've roughly 200% bonus damage to nearby enemies, and what that means for us from a practical perspective is that I deal the 6,400 base damage times 3, which is, very roughly speaking, 20,000 damage. The reason that that's an important number for us is that now that we're at this level, provided that we're a good enough player, which I certainly hope I am, we're going to be able to completely ignore the fact that we have no defenses, because we'll just play around it, and instead we're going to be able to do massive amounts of damage when we can increase the probability of lucky hit proccing. When lucky hit procs is determined by our lucky hit chance. Our lucky hit chance is affected by which skill we use. You can see that it took multiple tries, but that we did eventually just hit the guy. And And we have modified both our attack speed and our lucky hit chance
That used to be the entrance to the old prison.
by
Can you break through?
using this elixir, which gives us 7% bonus chance to hit.
We'll get through. Stick close.
Look,
So I'll show you my bonus damage modifiers in a moment.
we made it. I can't stop my hands from shaking. Give me a moment. Yes. Where is she?
Okay. So we're going to keep it moving here.
Keep that beast quiet.
It's safe. Tholaya!
I need more time.
Okay, so just to show you, whoops, my bonus damage versus close is 140%. Aha. Now it's about 200%. I wasn't lying, I promise. Oh, we've screwed up. Forgot to talk to Lorath up here.
You know, when we first met, there she was.
So it says that our base attack power is 270. That is totally irrelevant. It's totally irrelevant. We don't care at all. The reason that we don't care at all is because we're not going to be using our actual weapon's base damage for the rest of the game. It's going to be totally irrelevant. Partially because we just have so little optional combat left available that we don't care. There's nothing where we need to kill a lot of enemies all at once. Most of what we'll be encountering in the speedrun routing anyways is killing things one at a time, because we're going to run mostly just boss fights only. Not entirely, we will take a little bit of optional combat, but just know that we're functionally going to be playing boss fights only, and that means that we only need to kill one thing at a time, and that means that we can rely on this lucky hit mechanic to do a majority of our damage without worrying about needing to clear big mobs all at once. So I made a goofy mistake there. That's my fault, guys. Whoops. Okay, so there's no circumstance where any pair of boots is an upgrade for us unless we have a completely sick mobility aspect drop. So any boots that drop on the ground that are not at least orange will not be helpful to us. And in fact, the only boots that I know of that can definitely drop for us that would be a huge upgrade would be unique, which have an incredibly rare chance of dropping in the difficulty setting that we're on. Usually as you go up in difficulty, in world tier, as the game calls it, you have a better and better chance of running into truly great gear to compensate for the difficulty of the enemies that you're encountering. So you can see we're stacking lots and lots of move speed benefits. And now we can do silly things like that.
Look at all this. An archive of the forbidden, handpicked by Elias himself. He must be planning to summon Andariel somewhere else. But he did his research here. Look around. There might be some clues that can tell us where the ritual will take place.
Okay, and then now I just need to play super duper clean to make up for that mistake that we made earlier. Because we probably are down to something like a 40%, excuse me, a 40-second time improvement. Probably even smaller than that because we spent time tempering. So we're probably back to flat is my guess. Then now we're going to do a little trick for lag reduction, which is that we're going to scroll way in and rely on our mini-map for a second here so we can cross that boundary smoothly, and then now we can scroll back out to the regular view.
I need more time.
Somewhere in this Trail shrines, Cox.
Okay, and then now I just need to get through each of the shrines here.
I need time to do that.
Diablo.
Okay, and then the probability that an item is an upgrade for us is so small that until we enter Hawazar, there's just no reason to take any optional anything. If a chest, like, falls into our lap, we will probably take it, but that's if it falls into our lap. Okay, so we got lucky there.
We will never fall to the prime evils.
Well done.
I must wait.
Okay, so yeah, we're definitely down back to flat. We're probably even back to plus, probably like plus 30? Something like that. So, not a very good split for us at all. We knew that some of that would come back to us because we were tempering, and so you can even see that the last time we ran this segment in the PB, we were within 4.8 seconds of gold split, so not much hope for us here. We're just trying to have a split that is only bad and not catastrophic. We have decent chances of pulling that off. The new temper strat's really, really good.
By your hand.
Okay. Okay, and then now we have a Lorath bug that we will resolve later. But just know that for now, we're gonna go ahead and run way past here, and we're gonna get Lorath to follow us later. So we're gonna run up to this next door. We're gonna teleport to town and teleport back in to deal with the bug.
I must wait a moment.
Do you hear something?
Okay, so that's a first hit lucky proc, which is great for us. Okay, and then now we're just going to go ahead and try to keep Wind Shear active and run the shortest possible line while we do that. And that will require a little bit of graceful effort from me, because the shortest possible line in here is a quite awkward line to run. Oh, whoops.
Wait a moment.
Misread the map there for a second, so I'm cooked. So, like I said, plus 30 feels about accurate.
Not ready yet.
Yeah, plus 30 feels about accurate. Okay, so now we're going to run down in here and have a boss fight.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, cool. Blood Howl is now a shout skill. I'll need to understand what that means in a second.
We should get to town.
So it's going to cost us nothing to temper that ring, for reasons you will see in a second. So we will be adding that ring to our rotation because we don't have any meaningful combat between here and the next time that we're able to get free town time in. So we're about to do some lag reduction. We're good to go.
Time to do that.
Man, this ground looks good.
I need time to do that.
Okay, so now we're running to the next town. That 23.3 is probably about the duration of our Lorath mistake, so that's okay. We know that that one's on us. We should be about flat on time.
I need time to do that.
Just rumors.
I'm not ready yet. Are you mad?
Wait.
I need more time.
Wait, what the hell does this actually mean?
Found a quiet spot.
It's just bonus crit chance and now it's an AoE. We get it for free and it's an upgrade for Bloodhowl. Do I really care if it's not a big
I
upgrade?
need time to do that.
Bonus crit chance is bonus crit chance. It's fine. A free upgrade is a free upgrade. I mean, it's also damage and attack speed, so hooray.
But her screams are only a whisper now.
This is holy ground. Her influence will be weaker here. I am.
Okay, so now we're about to begin one of the most interesting sections of the run, which is the Mashif follow section. The Mashif follow section kind of sucks from the perspective of game design, which is we can't do anything. We're not actually even escorting him. It's not like we're necessary for his safety, but he takes forever to walk around. So we can actually go to Kivashad, temper this ring, change an outfit, come back, and that won't waste any time. So this is not me like flexing or anything or going off route. He's literally just walking around in the desert no matter what we do, and as a consequence we have time to do different things. Okay, and then we will come back and change our outfit at the next pit stop we make with Mashif. Hopefully you guys are having a good time. So we actually need to walk out here, and then we need to get Mashif in. Mashif will tie up Isabella the camel.
It is the gods favor our journey, friend. Share drink with me, Descartes. A toast to another life or death adventure.
No, I've had quite enough. It's all yours.
Ah, I won't turn down such generosity. Seems it's dying down. Onward!
Okay, so then now I'm going to go ahead and run over to here. Okay. We have a good chance, not a great chance, we have a good chance of upgrading our weapon here. Marginal upgrades are marginal, but they're not zero, so we take them. Nope. Yep.
Anything breaks, the forge is hot.
Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and change into a cooler looking outfit. Okay, and then we've missed no time, and now we look like a badass. So, hooray. Now we just need to walk out of this area and back in.
Oh no. No. Back. We need to go back.
What's wrong?
My pipe. I left my pipe back.
So our all damage benefit is 32%.
Oh my.
This is 220, we'll call it. So this is 250 combined, which means 350 total percent. So 3.5 times 7,200 is our base damage there, which is many. Let's go ahead and check what that number is exactly. Yeah, so that's like a little over 25k, it looks like. Oh, that was our poison creeper. I was like, what?
You're being swarmed. Keep Isabella safe. It's time to move, eh? Follow me.
I'm not ready yet.
Ah! Storm's not done with us yet. This way.
What's our attack speed bonus is the question. 16%? So, Claw has a 53.5% chance to be a lucky hit. When it's a lucky hit, we have a 40% chance of proccing, so in essence, that's a 21.2% chance to
Wandering without a direction. It was just waiting.
to be a lucky hit.
It's important to
That does this damage.
One foot in front of the other.
And we're doing 25,000 damage per hit when it hits. So just think of it this way. It has a 1 in 5 chance to proc, and that essentially means that on average we're doing 5,000 bonus damage per hit. Averaged over all the hits that we're going to do for the rest of the campaign. So what that in essence means is that the base damage of this, 227, is totally, just completely irrelevant. It doesn't matter, right? The base damage of 200 compared to the lucky hit damage of 5,000 per hit, the tempers are just completely useless, right? They just mean nothing. Excuse me, the base damage means nothing. The temper means everything.
This is worse than I thought. Elias has the Sightless Eye. It's ancient magic. You can see anywhere with it. Across time.
Bless me with your power. Whatever you ask of me. Go forth and
Blessed Mother, I will not fail you again. The maiden will walk this world. Elias.
This is over. We should find the Sightless Eye while we still have time. We can't leave it with these fanatics.
Hold on. I see something. Blood petals. I had another vision. Lilith thinks the primevals will destroy Sanctuary, and she's empowering people to stand against them.
That's why she and Elias are gathering followers. They're building a bloody army.
Yes, Laura. The Lords of Hell threaten our existence, and we are doing something about it.
Elias, how are you still alive?
You will never understand what I have done for this world.
One bastard died. We can't keep bashing our heads against him like this. He'll wear us down. We need to escape. Not without the Sightless Eye. If we can take it, that'll rob him of some power at least.
I'm not ready yet.
I sense the blood of Lilith in you, Wanderer. You received her blessed communion. Open your heart to her. Embrace your nature.
Ugh, that stench. It's unnatural. Some kind of necromancy. Where did he find this power?
Are you looking for the eye, Laura? Taking it will change nothing. It is too late to stop what Lilith has begun.
I'm not ready yet.
Cool.
Here it is.
Put pressure here. We need to stop the bleeding.
It seems I've lost a step in my old age, eh, Decade?
kill him?
The prime Eve was
No more gruesome than the rest of Sanctuary's underbelly. I can shut up Ariel's whisper.
We need answers. Elias used the Cyber's eye to contact Lilith. Perhaps it can help us. Bring it here, would you? It's risky, but we haven't got a choice. When you're ready, picture Lilith in your mind and...
Faithful penitents.
Good news.
A prophecy has been delivered to me. One that speaks of a good.
Have an evening. I used to be like that girl. Had more dreams than I knew what to do with. Let me unseal this. Charged. Chespit Hilm. The stone will need to be attuned to Lilith before Lorac marches up to her. It won't hold her well otherwise. I put together some notes on the process. Lilith hails from her father's domain. Hatred. What's the essence of for the attunement? I kept an eye. Here. All places, Mephisto's hatred lingers. There's just one last thing. Careful. These things are priceless. Yeah. You were right to call upon me, you know.
I'm still mother.
Soul stones are no trifle.
Listen, I wonder what's holding the Deckard cat.
I need time to do that. I need more time. I need time to do that.
You were a student of Elias's?
We must break. I was hunting Elias, pretending to study.
I think...
I need time to do that.
I love seeing a level 56 player at this point in the map, because the way that that guy is running, like, okay, he's on World Tier 1 at level 56, which is interesting. If you've been meandering a lot through the campaign, you can get to pretty high levels if you like enjoy doing the side quests, or if you, like me, I have this diagnosis. If you, like me, have ADHD, then, you know, there's a lot of stuff that you could end up doing that's pretty unrelated to the main plot. So,
I need more time.
I want to be very clear, I'm not mocking ADHD. I have it. I'm just pointing out, like, you could enjoy the video game a lot of ways, and some of them could involve a lot of side journeys.
I'm not ready yet.
But either way, like, if you're level 56 in World Tier 1, you're not trying to impress anybody. You're vibing, which is cool, honestly.
Feels worse here somehow.
So I think I may get rid of Poison Creeper and replace it with Earthen Bulwark.
I haven't fought much since I was a young man. I've lost the grit for it. Whatever else is here. Creation dan tenis beri dis tom higlimon. Damn it! What's wrong with it?
So the reason we would be getting rid of Poison Creeper and replacing it with Earthen Bulwark is for Hell. But now that I think about it, Poison Creeper is really useful because when we walk up to the Hellfire section,
I need time to do that.
we have many options. Let's see what this two-handed mace is. Oh, okay. It's totally useless. Treasure Goblin was bait.
I'll say it once more. Whatever it is you want. She's been gone for so long. You don't think.
The town doesn't.
Now you mind yourself, Senna.
Actually, you know what? Screw it.
Witches are about to get. Fight hard, eh?
Good.
Thaisa? You're the witch in the tower?
Poor Atri. I thought you journeyed to the king.
Yes. Well,
And why? I need time to do that.
Okay, so we probably sacked, I'm gonna call it 15 seconds to the Temper, and I'm gonna call it 15 seconds to the Treasure Goblin. Neither one of those is accurate, they're probably overestimates, but I'm trying to make myself feel better here.
Thaisa.
I'm pretty good at the video game. Okay, and then we want the attack speed, so we have to temper these gloves.
Steel work? Perv?
Damage close, please, come on. Damage close, please, come on. Thank you.
ah, you're back. Place the purified quicksilver in that.
And how well?
Difficult to believe, I know. I've seen my allies throw their lot in with Lilith. People I thought were stronger than that. But give it another turn. Grind it in the mortar. Nice. No, it's not working.
Speak to me outside. He is not up. I need more time. I must wait a moment.
Do you feel that? The swamp's magic is more potent here.
Valka brought me.
This is foolish.
I'm not ready yet. not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I must wait a moment. I'm not ready yet. I must wait a moment.
Good. Make haste. The Haradrim tires of waiting. Set the swamp's gift in the pot to brew a tea.
I simply think this is a waste of your time and mine.
Do you see the pressure?
Wait for what?
For the swamp to call out to your soul and draw what festers from you.
Like poison from a wound.
What? The portal. Mephisto. All times.
Look at them. So consumed by their emotions that they forget what really matters.
Lilith is the true threat.
Is the true threat, not Elias.
I know why you're so afraid of her.
My fate is tied to yours. If she devours me, Sanctuary is lost. But you still have a chance to stop her. What if I opened a portal for you out of this swamp? Let the Horadrim deal with Elias. Yes, together. You and I can work together to stop Lilith.
I know who my real allies are. My friends. Take me back to them.
The day of reckoning will come, and your true friends will be revealed. Now, take the
portal back to your allies.
If Lilith prevails, you'll only have yours.
I'm not ready yet.
I don't know.
Let us begin. Mix the quicksilver in the pot. And the fire. Turn the wheel twice. No more, no less.
Another set of up.
Do you think Elias knew Tennessee?
Only two kinds of people come looking for old Teamway. Those running away from trouble, and those running toward it. And are you, I wonder?
Never heard of him.
Golta and Giovanni. They relevant.
The door bears. I'm not ready yet. I need time to do that. I need time to do that. I need time to do that.
It's bait, but I'm taking it. I want it.
I must wait a moment.
Oh fuck yeah.
The villagers.
I need more time. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. This must be it.
Good, you found it.
But why did Tyrael believe the incense?
I must wait a moment.
Damn. They must have tracked our scent.
I must wait a moment.
sunsets. How long, Maria? Bloody hell. I see the serpent now.
What do the scales show
You,
A deer
dear, caught in a trap.
Watch out!
I'm not ready yet.
We need to find a way forward.
There's an opening beneath the serpent. Just big enough
For me.
I think it wants me to go through.
Don't be ridiculous.
We must follow the path.
Thought we could get away with it, and we couldn't. At least not right now, anyways.
Is this dream snake helping us, or did it corral us here?
Over here!
Just as you do.
I lost sight of the serpent, but I hear it calling to me. Up ahead. Oh, it's wounded though. Or is it telling us to wound it?
Clever thinking. So, who will stab at it to see if it will move?
I'm not ready yet.
Look at that! Look at that! Ruthless, flippant.
That's the way through. Help me clear those dead trees.
Any ruthless Haradrim.
It's barring our path again. Keep a sharp eye out.
Is the serpent doing this?
Forget the snake.
I must wait a moment. I must wait a moment.
So many come seeking answers. So many fail. Will you,
You die like these souls, with a question still on your lips.
Shut up. You aren't real.
Old drunk. The judge of what is real. We are real.
And
So is the law of the swamp. I love the voice acting there.
To get the answers you seek, you must offer payment.
Look, it's moving.
Knowledge.
Not yet. They have another purpose.
I know you heard the a path of scales. This is what I saw in the reflections. We're close.
Can't forget to get the waypoint. We've done that before. It's gonna be crazy close.
Is that?
If there are Rexters.
I need more time. I need more time.
We haven't taken any treasure goblins post Molon. My play's been relatively clean.
I need time to do
We
that.
can probably... I don't know if we can take the full 28 seconds off. Because that might require... like... really, really good... wind shear use or something like that, but...
Any sign of it?
But we'll see, we'll see.
I'm not ready yet.
I think I can unlock the door from the other side.
All right, go. They're out.
Damn it, what was I thinking? Maybe not. Go on ahead to the coffee.
Close. You're getting close. The edge of our sight.
The limit of our knowledge.
I'm not ready yet. His presence still taints this place. I'm not ready yet.
Every toe.
I'm not ready yet. Staircase is flooded. I need a way to cross it. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I must wait a moment. The secret of Elias's immortality must be deeper within. I must wait a moment. I must wait a moment.
Found you, Druid. Good. Let us end this then, once and for all. Let me end what I began. No one else is going to get hurt because of my choices.
No.
No more time to rest. You should check on Dom. We'll meet you at the Zacharoon Keep later.
So when you look at the minimap and the jump indicators fade, that is the moment where the quest flag is set. So you actually don't need to wait for the audio cue. The visual cue is a little bit faster to use. Just a touch.
Something is wrong here.
Nothing right about this place.
I'm not ready yet.
Right. Freya Tion Dan Tunis. Ready. Dis Tom Hiklimon.
There. You feel that?
What is it, witch?
Someone is hungry. It's Elias.
He's here. We have to...
Loreth, don't you dare leave.
Kill him myself.
I'm not ready yet.
The tree demands that you pay. And so do I.
I will set your tree afire and cast your corpse upon the flames.
I'm not ready yet.
Of the moon rot, man. Man.
I'm not ready yet. I am here. I must wait a moment.
Now I have to ask myself the very important question. How much time does that bonus attack speed actually save? Moonrise probably saves a lot of time because of the basic skill damage modifier. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see.
Lilith has been a strange thing.
Okay, so Moonrise gets attack damage. Sure. And then you get Worldly Endurance. Nope. Worldly Endurance. For max HP, please. For max HP, please. Thank you.
I want eyes on the roadways. Sentries at the walls.
Morath and
This one of them.
I need time to do that.
How many cultists have they killed?
The sky is rent open. Bleeding. Sanctuary is torn asunder.
Eternity. Nobody wants that.
I was fine on my own.
I need more time.
these corpses displayed so clearly. There's nothing of the light in this.
They mean to make an example.
I must wait a minute. You hear that? They mention the Lord of Hatred.
Mephisto.
What?
Same as before.
How can you say this changes nothing?
Just gotta play clean, just gotta play clean, just gotta play clean. I have a 38-second margin of safety.
Unnecessary.
I'm not ready yet.
Feel that? The ground shook.
I'm out of not ready yet.
From the rooftops!
Go. We'll handle things here.
I was well off of the hit pad. What are you talking about?
I'm not ready yet.
See, now I have an interesting question. If Night Howl gives this guy bonus attack speed, is that dank? It doesn't.
Must be something on the ground.
Reverend Mother, the gate is barred against us.
Hold our position.
Laura's. A word, please. We can't trust.
The chain's gone slack. It must have snapped. I need to find another way to the palace. These bodies are ripe with corruption. Nothing born of nature did this. What was that? What the hell's are you? Laura spoke of lesser evils beyond Andarian. That thing have been one.
I have a minute 14 margin of safety. I just need to not die.
But you shouldn't have thrown away the stone, either.
We have a head. You bring that with you. Nah, non-stop. Can you drop it for once?
It's not about me hounding you. It's
Enough! You're both so smart usually.
Usually.
Not today. Yes, the stone is gone. Instead of arguing, let's do something about it. If Inarius has it, let's take it back.
It is the only way to guarantee Lilith's defeat.
No, not Lilith. You're all wrong about... Well, what did you see? Whether we use... Everything feels...
I must wait a moment. I must wait a moment.
Hellfire. To keep us out, or to keep someone in.
We'll know soon. Stand back, and I'll dispel the flames. Tani Sabdaileki. Demons!
Help us fight them off.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Esper Keep.
I'm not ready yet. I must wait a moment. 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 I must wait a moment.
Something's bombarding us.
It's coming from the high ground.
I'm not ready yet.
The balance of power in hell will be overturned. This is not over yet. I will draw out your suffering.
I'm not ready yet.
I'm surprised you still remember the words to the bulwark.
I'm the one who taught you that spell.
Honey, so dilequitos.
More.
Honey, so dilequitos.
Heed my call, Karoon. Strike down the enemies of Lilith.
Demon
All hail Lilith, Queen of Hate.
Get inside the barrier. Get so done. Nithemon. Take cover. Nithemon. Under the barrier, quickly. Nithemon.
I must wait a moment.
Cool.
I must wait a moment.
Not far.
I must wait a moment. Lilith was here. I see the blood pigments.
What happened?
I'm not ready yet.
She's already gone.
What's now?
I have an idea. I will prepare the site design.
What do you mean?
We must find.
I must wait a moment.
Donan.
What is this? Where am I?
A prisoner in
Your own mind.
I could keep you here forever, but I will offer you a different fate. You could be Sanctuary's greatest protector, but only if you choose to. I will show
Do you
why the world
has need of you?
Ever since you drank my blood, I have been a part of you. I always will be. I carry you. I gifted humans with free will, but they are lost, without a shepherd to guide them.
Your father granted you a path to salvation. And yet you stray from it at every opportunity.
And people submit to the spectacle, the world, through a child's eyes.
The Haradrim know the truth.
Yes.
He's so dark.
Prophecy was all about him. Elias thought I was the one to save Sanctuary,
Nobody say it.
but he was wrong.
All 0 people watching, don't say it.
I will keep you shackled here forever.
Hello.
Holy smoke, someone's booking it through the parking lot outside my apartment.
I thought I sensed that old wolf skulking around. You would follow Mephisto, but not me. Are you that foolish? What did my father offer you?
Nothing I wanted, bitch.
Answer me.
The mother has already won. Your defiance is complete.
I'm not ready yet.
You've thrown your life away for nothing. Mephisto's fate is already sealed.
Nothing is sealed yet. That's why you're still talking.
You won.
Cool.
The sightless eye is the source. Take it and set yourself free.
Don't need to play well, just need to not die. I don't need to skip phases, I just need to not die.
I'm sorry.
I'm not ready yet.
You've arrived before Lilith, but she is close.
What now?
We can set.
Something isn't right. Mephisto led you to this moment. We're in his realm. Should we really be doing what he wants? Between him and Lilith, he is the greater evil.
You want to use the stone on him?
Think carefully. That path would lead to failure.
I must wait a moment.
Holy! I did it. 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 I did it.
I'm not ready.
I did it. I did it.
It is done.
Now,
I did it, I did it, I did it.
rest go while you can. She's gone. Why didn't you wait for us? Yeah.
Will this never end?
Yusuf, what do you want?
Step aside. I'm here for the Harada.
Can it wait?
I have to bury a friend. We'll dig his grave for you.
Well, that's kind. But who will dig yours?
Kill the heron!
I'm doing it, 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 I'm doing it. There's only one other person sub 4, and I have sub 3 on everything. I'm gonna have sub 3 on
She had
everything.
horns like a beast, strode right past where you stand. A path of scales. I can save you from this, Mother. I promise. You're going to leave me.